These days, it's nearly impossible to go abroad without your electronic and communication devices on hand. It is thereby critical that you're aware of the network securities and privacy protections that can vary greatly from country to country. In order to minimize these risks, you will need to consider how you are using your devices as well as your online platforms abroad.
In this module, we will cover tips for privacy protections, your online presence, social media usage, and online dating apps.
Do not expect privacy when using your phone, computer, or other electronic equipment abroad. Keep the following tips in mind.
Assume that you are without rights to privacy at U.S. and other countries' borders and ports of entry. In most cases, electronic devices, included but not limited to phones and laptops, are subject to inspection.
Avoid connecting to public Wi-Fi networks. If you must utilize a public Wi-Fi, use a virtual private network, VPN, if it is legal in your host country.
Do not use charging stations in restaurants, cafes, or other public spaces.
Use multi-factor authentications when logging into financial institutions, email, or other sensitive websites.
If you don't need it, leave it at home. This goes for data and electronic files as well.
Today, with the growing influence of the internet, it is easier than ever to connect with friends and strangers alike. As a student in a new country, you will be navigating many new interactions. You will have the opportunity to meet new people, forge new friendships, and cultivate meaningful relationships all around. While new interactions are a very valuable element to your study abroad experience, it is also important to consider your safety and be cognizant of how you are utilizing your online platforms when connecting with others.
Even though you will be in a new country, it still matters to consider your online presence. The more vague you are, the safer you'll be. Avoid giving public information about where you are and where you're going. With the exception of Alert Traveler, turn off your location services for all non-essential apps. Remember that your online activities can still have the potential to affect people and relationships in your physical communities. Be aware of the cultural context that you are in while you're abroad.
You will more than likely be excited to show the world how much you're enjoying your time abroad through popular platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. However, don't let the fun of it cause you to forget that oversharing can make you vulnerable to crimes such as identity theft. You should always ask permission to photograph individuals or families. You should choose new friend requests carefully. There's nothing wrong with waiting to add someone to your social media circle.
More than 40 million Americans use online dating services or dating apps. These apps don't conduct criminal background checks on users. Although popular platforms such as Tinder and Hinge have become increasingly popular, it's important to remember that using them abroad can increase your safety risk as a foreigner. While abroad, keep in mind they are not used the same worldwide. Your interpretation of what meeting someone for a drink means may not be shared by the other person.
The safety features of these apps are still in development. For example, Tinder launched a safety feature to warn LGBTQIA+ users when they're in countries with discriminatory laws. While this is a step in the right direction, always remember to proceed with caution, just as you would here.